Factorize x squared minus x minus 12. So here we have a quadratic trinomial. Quadratic because the highest power is 2. Trinomial because there's 3 terms. So we're going to factorize this using the arrow method. So we bring down the x squared and the minus 12. And the minus x is going to break down into 2 parts. I'm going to stick in an invisible 1. Minus x is really minus 1x. This minus here tells me that these signs will be different. So one will be a plus and one will be a minus. So I'm going to have plus something x minus something x. I'm going to get the factors of 12. So the factors of the constant at the end. And I'm going to choose one of the factor pairs so that it gives me minus 1x. So 1 will be a plus and 1 will be a minus. So if I go with 1 and 12, let's say I have plus 1x minus 12x. I'm going to have minus 11x, which is not what we have here. And if I was to switch them the other way around to have plus 12x minus 1x, it would give me positive 11x, which is not what we have here. If I was to go with 2 and 6, so if I had plus 2x minus 6x, I'd have minus 4x, which is not what we have here. And if I switched them around and had plus 6x minus 2x, I'd have positive 4x, which again is not what we have here. So 3 and 4, if I have plus 3x minus 4x, I end up with minus 1x, which is what we have here. So that's what we want. So I have 3x minus 4x gives me minus 1x. Now it's important to note that the 3 here has to be positive and the 4 has to be negative. If we had the 4 here, if we had plus 4x and then minus 3x, it would be positive 1x, which is not what we have here. So when the signs are different, you have to be very, very careful where you place your factors. So now I'm going to factorize the first 2 terms. So x squared plus 3x, my highest common factor is x. So x squared divided by x is x, and 3x divided by x is 3. Then I'll factorize the right 2 terms. So my highest common factor is minus 4. So minus 4x divided by minus 4 is x, and minus 12 divided by minus 4 is positive 3. Now I see that my brackets match. I have x plus 3 inside both brackets, so that's the first part of my answer. And then x minus 4 will be the second part of my answer. So I was asked to factorize x squared minus 1x minus 12, and the answer is x plus 3 times x minus 4. I'm now going to check my answer by multiplying out the brackets. And I get back to the start, so I know I'm right. So a couple more examples now for factorizing. We have p squared plus 6p plus 8, and then y squared minus 8y plus 12. So what's similar about both of these expressions is they are both quadratic because the highest power is 2. So we've got p squared and y squared. And they're both quadratic trinomials because in the first one we have a p squared, a p, and a constant. And in the second one we have a y squared, a y, and a constant. So we're going to factorize both of these using the arrow methods. Now if we have a look at the signs, so we have a plus in front of the constant and a plus in front of the other constant. So that tells us that the signs in the middle will be the same. So for example, the signs of these 2 terms will be the same. And likewise, the signs of the 2 terms over here will be the same as well. But this plus tells me that they're both going to be plus, whereas this minus tells me that down here they'll both be minus. So we'll have a look at that one in a minute. So p squared plus 6p plus 8. I bring down the p squared, I bring down the plus 8, and I break the 6p into 2 parts. This plus tells me the signs are the same, signs of the 2 terms down here. And this plus tells me they're both plus. So I have plus something p plus something p. I get the factors of 8, the constant, and the factors of 8 are 1 and 8 and 2 and 4. And I'm going to pick a factor pair that will end up giving me 6. I'm going to go with 2 and 4. So I'll have plus 2p plus 4p gives me plus 6p. Doesn't matter which way you arrange them, so you can put the 4 first and the 2 second, and it will still work out. So then I factorize the first 2, p squared plus 2p, and the highest common factor there is p. So p squared divided by p is p, and 2p divided by p is 2. I then factorize the right two terms, so 4p plus 8, and my highest common factor there is 4. And 4p divided by 4 is p, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. Now I notice that my brackets are the same, so p plus 2 is the first part of my answer, and then p plus 4 is the second part of my answer. So this is my answer. Whenever you're asked to factorize, you must have brackets in your answer. So p plus 2 times p plus 4. I'm going to check by multiplying out the brackets. And I get back to the start, p squared plus 6p plus 8. That's what I started with, so I know I'm right. I'm now going to factorize y squared minus 8y plus 12. So I bring down the y squared. The minus 8y breaks up into two parts, and I bring down the plus 12. So this plus here tells me that these two signs are the same. So then I look at this sign here, which is minus. That tells me they're both minus. So this plus tells me the signs are the same. And this minus tells me they're both minus. So I have minus something y, minus something y. I then get the factors of 12. And I'm going to choose 2 and 6 to give me minus 8. So minus 2y minus 6y gives me minus 8y. And it doesn't matter which way I arrange them because the signs are the same. So I can have the minus 6y first and the minus 2y second if I want. I then factorize the first two terms. So the highest common factor is going to be y. Y squared divided by y is y. And minus 2y divided by y is minus 2. I then factorize the right two terms. And my highest common factor is minus 6. And minus 6y divided by minus 6 is going to be y. And 12 divided by minus 6 is minus 2. My brackets match, y minus 2. So that's going to be the first part of my answer. And then y minus 6 would be the second part of my answer. So this is my answer here, y minus 2 times y minus 6. And then I'm going to check my answer by multiplying out the brackets. And I get back to the start, y squared minus 8y plus 12. That's what I started with. So just now to focus on the signs. This plus in front of the constant, so both of them have a plus in front of the constant. This plus tells us that the signs are the same. So the signs of the two terms below are the same. If we know they're the same, we then look at the next sign, the sign that's in front of the 6p here and the sign that's in front of the 8y here. So this one's a plus, which tells us that both of these are going to be plus. And this one's a minus, which tells us both of them will be minus. We can then have a look at our actual answer and see that it works out to be the same. So this plus tells us the signs are the same. So these two signs in my answer are the same. And this plus tells us they're both plus. So they're both plus. We can then have another look and say, well, 2 plus 4 is 6. And 2 times 4 is 8. Then over here, this plus told us that the signs were the same. So we can see down here the signs are the same. And this minus told us that they were both minus. So we can see that they're both minus. Then minus 2 minus 6 is minus 8. And minus 2 multiplied by minus 6 is positive 12. Next, we're going to factorize x squared plus x minus 12 and x squared minus 4x minus 12. Now notice that the sign in front of the constants here is a minus. So we've got minus 12 and minus 12. So when the sign in front of the constant is a minus, it tells us that the two signs in the middle will be different. So in that case, it doesn't matter that this is a plus and it doesn't matter that this is a minus. We're not interested in that. Once the sign at the back is a minus, like it is in this case in both of these examples, we know that the signs are different. So then it doesn't matter that this is a plus and it doesn't matter that this is a minus. So we bring down the x squared and the minus 12, and this will be broken up into two parts. So this minus tells us the signs are different. So I'm going to have plus something x minus something x. So I don't care what this sign is now because they're going to be different. So we get the factors of the constant, which is 12. And I'm going to draw in my invisible 1. and I'm going to go with 3 and 4. So 4x minus 3x gives me 1x. Now make sure the 4 is positive and the 3 is negative in this case, because if it was the other way around, you'd end up getting minus 1x, which is not what we have here. I then factorize the first two terms. The highest common factor is going to be x. So x squared divided by x is x, and 4x divided by x is 4. I then factorize the right two terms, and my highest common factor is minus 3. Minus 3x divided by minus 3 is x, minus 12 divided by minus 3 is 4. My brackets match, so x plus 4 is the first part of my answer, and then x minus 3 is the second part of my answer. So here's my answer. I was asked to factorize, so I must have brackets in my answer. I'm going to check by multiplying out the brackets. And I get x squared plus 1x minus 12, which is what I started with, so I know I'm right. Now I'm going to factorize the next expression. So I bring down the x squared, I bring down the minus 12, and the minus 4x breaks up into two parts. This minus tells me the signs are different, so it doesn't matter what this sign is because I know they're different. One's a plus and one's a minus. So I have plus something x minus something x. I get the factors of 12, and I'm going to go with 2 and 6 because 2x minus 6x is minus 4x. Again, be very careful. Make sure the 2 is positive and the 6 is negative. I factorize the first two terms. So x squared divided by x is x, and 2x divided by x is 2. I factorize the second two terms, and minus 6 is my highest common factor. Minus 6x divided by minus 6 is x, and minus 12 divided by minus 6 is plus 2. My brackets match, so x plus 2 is the first part of my answer, and x minus 6 is the second part of my answer. So x plus 2 times x minus 6 is my answer. I then multiply out the brackets, and I get back to the start, so I know I'm right.